What's going on, workforce? Brian here, and I'm so excited because we are finally starting to see some new concept art for whatever yoshi-p and his team are working on, be it Final Fantasy XVI, 17, or something new altogether. We don't know, but here is some fresh new concept art, which you guys can find here, and I'll include a link in the description below if you want to see more about what is going on. And in fact, if you speak Japanese or want to go apply for this, they are always actively seeking more and more talented people to come on the team. But while I'm still here out at BlizzCon, I'm just trolling around on the internet, and this came up. Obviously, we've known about this project. It started back in 2016. It has finished. It's kind of like pre-production phase, and it's now in full production. And so they're just talking about the new project and process, the new core project following Final Fantasy XIV. This tells me, think MMO, multiplayer Final Fantasy game. This is going to be a challenge for the next generation, obviously going into new consoles, new hardware, and more. This project has already completed its initial development, and it's completed the development environment and is now moving into full-scale, large-scale development phase. So obviously this is done via Google Translate. So keep in mind that could be a little bit off, but they include this amazing image. And here is really where I wanted to kind of talk about it, because honestly, this has me so excited. yoshi-p in many interviews, if you're not aware, has talked about how he wants to do something that's set in kind of that high fantasy environment. And this is what this concept art really speaks to me. You have this castle overlooking a lake or an ocean, but it looks like it's got some kind of magical barrier here. Let's go ahead and zoom in. It looks like there's some magical wall protecting it, and it tends to actually blend in to the background here. You can kind of see some kind of mountain ranges. Over here, you have a moon. And then what's really interesting as we kind of zoom out, thematically, the image here looks like it's representing kind of the darkness and the light kind of creeping in. Over here on the right-hand side, you have a lot of darkness, kind of the source, the sun here in the center, the moon right here. And then over here in the corner, let's go and zoom back in again. You have a shadowy figure and a wyvern accompanying him. The wyvern's looking at him. It looks like he is carrying a sword. So no word if this is going to be something like the Final Fantasy XI Dragoon, but it's very interesting. And if you look at the art style that is depicted here in the image, it's very gothic. But as far as it goes, honestly, this has me so excited. You can see some kind of birds or some kind of white type of creatures listed here. And then again, you have that shadow of light and darkness that is kind of like coming together. And oh my goodness, this is beautiful. I'm gonna have to set this as my desktop background. Again, links will be in the description below. You can check it out. We're also talking about this over in Discord, and Chris and I did a video not too long ago talking about what we want from this project. What do we want to see from yoshi-p and his team going forward? And so I'd highly encourage you check out that video rather than me just completely rehash it here for you today. But when you look at the trajectory, I can't even say it, of Final Fantasy XIV, the question is this going to be like a direct sequel? Is 16 going to play right off of where 14 leaves off at some point, thus preserving the ability for people to go back and play Heaven's Word, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, New Game Plus being, and the trust system being a really key feature in something that will continue to support that game long term, so that players can constantly engage with it without the need to have massive amounts of population? Are they trying to move us into something for the next gen, or is this going to be just something for a new market? And you know, like yoshi-p has talked multiple times about his love of Diablo and how like that would be his dream project to work on. And the gothic style here is, could Final Fantasy, could square-enix make their own version of that kind of action RPG? Now, we don't know if this is going to be an action RPG. It literally could be something that just builds off of what 14 has done so far, whether it's narrative or more. At first, when I first saw this, I was like, wait a minute, is that Limsa Lominsa? And then when I looked more into it, it doesn't look like it at all, but it is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, guys. And then you have this tower right here. Like, there's just so much going on. We could speculate all day. And so I would actually invite you guys to check out the comments below. Feel free to weigh in with your speculation about what you want to see from the future of Final Fantasy, be it a Final Fantasy single player game or a multiplayer game. Being that the job listing is talking about something that is following the core idea of Final Fantasy XIV, this tends to make me think an MMORPG. And if anything else, with what yoshi-p has done for Final Fantasy XIV, I would definitely love to see what he could do from the ground up with a new project, with the same passion that the development team that he's been working with and mentoring, and then them all kind of getting on the same page. This could be something that could be really a lot of fun. The question is it going to be 16 or not? And that's really what I want to leave the question for you guys. What do you see in this image that I'm not seeing? What do you want from the future of this project and more? Sound off. I'm interested in any and all comments as to what you could, start to speculate as to what this could be. But this is the first real concept art of what we're seeing. So we're going to be, keep following this project. We're going to keep talking about it as it becomes more and more real for us over the coming months. But anyway, for Work to Game, guys, I hope you all have a great weekend. We're going to be flying back from BlizzCon here pretty soon. So I'll have my normal setup, and hopefully my voice won't sound so harsh or rough around the edges. But anyway, I love you all very much. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
Oh, excuse me. What's up, workforce? Chuck here, telling you should totally like, favorite, subscribe, share, dance, raise your hands in the air. I'm off camera. I'm off frame. I'm new at this. Hey, listen. Yes. You haven't hit that subscribe button. You totally should. I recommend it. Chuck approved. Anyway, also, thanks to all the Patreons. You're in the corners. Whoa!